is a quick video where I show you how I created this stylized scene in Unreal Engine. I'll be going over the steps I took to build it, what I was imagining, what tools I used, and how it all came together. So without wasting much time, let's dive in. So I got randomly inspired while watching Genshin Impact. I was amazed by how beautiful the environment looked, especially the forest areas. I thought about making something like that. The idea I had in mind was a dark bluish forest, a big foggy with glowing fireflies flying around. So I searched Genshin Magical Forest on Google and came across a place called Jinzu Forest. It looked really close to what I was imagining, so I used that as my reference. Next, I went through the references and picked out the assets I need to build up the scene. I decided to make a few key elements: the gate, this lamp, three types of trees for variation, a few rocks, some stone bricks for stairs, and of course, the grass. I started by making the trees. I took a single vertex, extruded it to form a tree-like shape, added a skin modifier for thickness and a subdivision modifier for smoothness. Then I selected all the vertices, pressed Ctrl A to scale down the thickness, and applied all the modifiers. After that, I spent some time improving the shape. I then duplicated the model and decimated it to make a low poly version. For the bark texture, I used Substance Designer. I took a ridged bell shape, made it thin, a little wiggly, and blurred it, and duplicated it 3 times for variation. Then using a tile sampler, I created this pattern and apply edge detect, and then I go through several steps to get it closer to a stylized wood texture. For the leaves, I took a plane, made it black, and created a pattern in front using other planes. Then using a camera, I took an image that can be used as an alpha channel. I created 2 more trees using the same method. For the rocks, I used ZBrush. I started with a cube and dynamized it, then cut and shaped it until it looks like a rock. Using the trim dynamic brush, I flattened the edges, and with other tools like orb rock detail, I added more definition. I used the same method for the stone bricks. For texturing both the rock and bricks, I first apply a base color, then added few layers for variation and highlight the edges using curvature map. For the lamp and gate, it was simple modeling in Blender followed by texturing in Substance Painter. For the grass, I used the same method as for the leaves, and with that the modeling part was done. Before exporting everything to Unreal, I made a blockout of how the scene should look. I decided it would be surrounded by rocks, and in the center there would be stairs leading up to, I don't know, maybe a shrine. So I exported the models from Blender and started setting up the scene in Unreal. I set up the camera, and here is the first render I took. It looked kind of nice, except for the flying lamp. After seeing that, I decided to give the landscape a material. I painted it with 2 dirt variation and a single green color for grass. I also used runtime virtual texture to make the grass color blend with the painted landscape color. Then I made the scene more bluish and foggy, added more rocks and other elements, and it started looking nice. but still not exactly how I wanted it. I added the trees and tweaked the lighting values, but the scene wasn't improving. So I asked my brother what was wrong with it, and he pointed out a few problems. First, the center of attention wasn't standing out because the sky was too bright. Second, the scene was too bluish. Third, it was too foggy. And fourth, the lighting looked unrealistic. The main issue was that I didn't have enough control over how the scene looked. That's when I learned about post process volume. By using post process volume, you can affect and tweak the visuals of the entire scene if you set it on unbound. So, after adjusting everything through it and fixing the issues my brother pointed out, this is how this final scene turned out. The only thing missing was the fireflies, which were pretty easy to make using the Niagara system. And here are some of the final renders.